everyone, my name is Athena Trouillot, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Slice Dink. Before we move on to the Slice Dink, if you want to evolve your pickleball game, make sure you subscribe to Selkirk TV so you guys can stay up to date on our lessons and podcasts. So with the Slice Dink, one of the biggest mistakes that I see is in your mind, you're thinking, okay, since I'm going to slice this, I must have to add the slice kind of on my own with the stroke. So a lot of times I'll see people kind of chopping at the ball or cutting at the ball, trying to add that slice kind of on their own. And what you actually want to do is angle the paddle in a certain way where your follow through and stroke can remain the same as it normally is, and you're naturally adding the slice because of the angle that your paddle is at as it makes contact with that ball. So if you kind of watch me dink a couple here cross court with Sean, I'm still kind of going through the ball forward, but if you see the angle of my paddle is slightly open towards the sky, and when I go through, it naturally adds that slice without me having to chop or cut at the ball to try to add even more slice. So the other thing that's really important about the Slice Dink on the backhand side is making sure that the wrist is cocked upward. So you don't want it to be down. You kind of want it to be cocked upward as you angle the paddle for that slice. And then the other thing is, you can see I'm kind of using my left arm to balance out my body, right? I don't really want my arm like close to my body here. I'm using it to kind of balance out my contact points in front of my body. And I'm not chopping at the ball, just having the angle upwards kind of allows me to add slice in a more consistent fashion. So now if we were to try that on the forehand side, it's pretty similar in the sense of if I open that paddle face and I am swinging through the ball the same I would on a normal dink, it naturally adds that slice. My contact point's still going to remain in front of my body. And I want to make sure that my wrist again is not down, because if it's down, it's kind of hard for me to slice this ball here. So I want it to be up. And then the last part of the Slice Dink that's really important is to make sure that my wrist is locked as I'm following through. This goes for both the forehand and the backhand slice, but I want to make sure that I don't have any flimsy wrists here this way flicking, or that the wrist is moving at all. So I want to make sure that that wrist is nice and up. And then throughout my swing, as soon as I angle that paddle upwards in a way where it will naturally create that slice, my wrist stays locked throughout my swing. And make sure you remember, anytime you're hitting any types of dinks, you want to make sure you have a loose grip. You're trying to hit something soft. And so if you're kind of gripping your paddle really, really tight, it's going to be difficult for you to control the speed of the ball that you're hitting on these dinks. So make sure you have a loose grip. If on a scale from 1 to 10, 1's extremely loose, 10 is super tight, you want to be maybe 2 or 3 out of 10 when you're hitting these dinks on your grip tension.